Hey folks, ControlNet for video just got announced and it's pretty insane. You can see there's a video of a cow walking through some farm, and this cow was turned into a robotic bull, and the weather was also kind of changed to heavy rain. And this directly looks like a scene out of Horizon Dawn. This model is a straight up competitor to Gen-1 video plus text to video platform. But it's currently paid. This model may be open sourced in the future. So this is a huge, because currently if you want to do this, you have to first break down the frames of a video and then individually run the model through each of the frames. So this is a really interesting development in that regard. Let's quickly take a look at the paper. So video is uploaded, a map is created, and based on the text input, then that map is mapped to each of these images. So you can see a robot playing basketball with cartoon style. It took the map of a user playing basketball, and then it kind of replaced the human with the robot. It created the entire video based on that. Similarly, there is a flamingo on water in a snowy day art station. There is a robot walking on the road. You can go ahead and read through the paper. One of the most important things about this paper is that it will make the whole text to video technique a lot more resource efficient, meaning you don't have to invest too much computing power in order to generate this. You can also take a look at how this works. So there's a model diagram here. The initial one is the training, and the second one is the inference. Where you feed the video, it becomes the map. A text is fed and the initial first latent is generated. That latent is then fed into the ControlNet model, and it iterates and kind of generates all the frames and number of frames for the video. So pretty straightforward approach, but they've done it in a way where it's not resource heavy. So now let's take a look at the samples that they've uploaded on the GitHub page. The first video of man doing handstand was changed to an art style. This looks very similar to what Gen-1 was a few months back. In the next video, you can see there's a toy train of sorts going through the town, and then you can change that into a more lava-like environment, and it looks pretty good. There's a swan going through the river, and then that swan is changed into an aluminium swan. This is one of my favorite generations because it looks so realistic. A view of a city then changed to a frozen city. I honestly think it's not too bad because the initial part of the city still looks like a frozen city. This is the same example of a hare eating watermelon, and was again changed to a specific or a different art style. There are more examples here. So there's a bus in cyberpunk style, a robot walking through the star night. There's a dog comic book style. These are the example of the canny or edge control. And you can see there's a head or soft edge control. Again, these are all the techniques you can read about in the paper. But there's a Chinese ink dog running. There is a person riding horse, watercolor, a flamingo in a snowy day. There's also depth control, where you can see there's a robot playing basketball, a bear walking through stars, an elephant's back, which is an oil painting. The same technique, but different type of control in play. Again, the code and demo for this is not live yet, and we'll take a look at when this goes live. But this is very clearly a competition to Gen-1 and Gen-2 both, which are the models that generate text to video. So I'm really excited to see how this pans out in the future. If this turns out to be an open source model, it's going to be a huge win for the open source community. So I'm really excited to see where this goes. All right, guys, thank you. See you in the next one.